It says on my screen, you are live.
Hello.
All the smiles, 3 little smiles across the screen. This, this is good. So as people trickle in here, I'm just going to start with some announcements, and we're going to do a little interview, just like we've been doing every day this month. It's been good. My twinkly lights went out, so I feel like I'm the sun and the moon right now. It's kind of moody little lighting situation. Y'all look like you're in the sun and like you're happy and springtimey. Fantastic.
We had to turn the light on in front of our faces. So.
Yeah. You know what? I probably could have taken the time to figure something out, but here we are in this imperfect, lovely world of streaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few announcements before we start. We are broadcasting from the Warming House. The Warming House is a nonprofit music venue in South Minneapolis. So there are people, I'm sure, tuning in from not Minneapolis here. So drop a line in the comments, let us know where you're tuning in from. We are a nonprofit, as I said, which means we are this small arts organization that is here for community events like playing songs in the round together, workshopping songs, music business nights. Of course, there's Bellingham, Washington people tuned in already. Yay! And we seat about 40 to 50 folks, and we're a listening room, so we're here for the songs. We had to shut down mid-March along with everyone else, and we are in the basement of a bike shop. The bike shop is booming. It's Farmstead Bike Shop. Here we go. And now our little venue is just filled with bikes. That's all it's doing. So we have to figure out, all the musicians that we usually present, we all have to figure out how to get the music to you, and here we are on your screen. Have you had enough of screens yet? I have some days. Never? Did you say never? I sense some, what's that word? Sarcasm. That's the word. Although, it's a good thing instead of, doing all those emails, a good thing to just sit back and listen to music. So here we are with Bad Posture Club. Today, it's 4:00 Central. We're here every day in May at 4:00 with new music. Tomorrow is Dan Navarro. Monday is Anna Stein. Tuesday is Ordinary Elephant. And those folks are from all over the place. So it's really fun to be able to bring these folks here. And these are all free, except for if you want to tip, you can. We're splitting proceeds 80-20 in the artist's favor, of course. I'll drop the tip links into the comments. They are in the show description too. And yeah, first we'll start off with a little interview and then we'll hear some songs. How are you two?
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing
good. When I ask, so I've known these two for a little while now. I think we met at an open mic, right?
Yeah.
That y'all came to kind of early on in the Warming House life. We're 4 now. So how long have you been in the cities?
I've been here 2 years now. So yeah, probably when you were around 2, when the Warming House was 2 or so. Yeah.
You came in shortly after moving here. That's great. But whenever I ask you how you are, you just glance at each other and then back and then answer, and I love it. It's the most wonderful thing. How am I? How can I honestly answer this question? It's wonderful. So I just want to start with a little deeper check-in, and just so that you can tell folks what you're doing right now, what you're doing with your time. Some folks have been able to use this time to be creative and write, and some folks are a little too anxious to do that. How is this time affecting y'all? See, they looked at each other again. I think that was a who's going to answer first look, though.
Yeah.
Well, we're having different experiences, even though we share space and spend a lot of time together. I'm still working, so that takes up a lot of brain space and time. But I do feel like it kind of is coming and going in phases or bursts. Like we don't work on music every single day, but one of us usually plays music for some of the day, every day. And sometimes that's just like sort of staring at a wall and like playing guitar kind of aimlessly, or like Marion plays piano a lot. And we have, like, I've been doing some writing, but nothing's finished. We're just kind of like working on it together.
Yeah, I think it feels like we're adjusting a little more, and it's starting to feel a little more like the weirdness is starting to feel a little more normal. So I find myself a little more able to create within this space just as it goes on longer.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing that from people too. And I've also been hearing that it's been other artists are saying that it's been a really nice just a breather to know that no one is touring. Like the whole world, no one is playing shows, and so there's not that space on the internet to go, oh my gosh, I wish I was in. Although yes, I do wish that I could go to New York and have it be alive. Yes, but not like, how did this person get to open for that person in Asheville or whatever? There's none of that. Everybody's just like figuring it out. We're chill. Yeah. So okay, I have silly questions and I have like, whatever typical interview questions. So you Marin, you walk dogs, but not now.
No, I used to walk dogs, yeah.
Do you have a favorite dog breed?
Good question, Brianna.
I don't know the answer to this question.
I think I would say, just because my favorite dog was Sadie, and she was a Doberman, so I think I felt like more curious about Dobermans and like their personalities.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I feel like fierce but really soft.
Yeah, she looked really fierce, and they have like the stereotype of being guard dogs, but she was really sweet, and I feel like I'm curious to get to know more Dobermans, I guess. Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you something about Minneapolis, but now I forget, so I'm going to still stick with the theme. In that you're new to Minneapolis, and you seem to like it here. What is a challenging part of living in Minneapolis, and what is something that you love? And this question is for both of y'all.
I feel challenged by winter, obviously.
Yeah.
And just how long it is, and how barren it gets, and where we in Bellingham, winter is long and kind of hard because it's so rainy and so cloudy, but I realize now is over so soon. Like they're like 2 months ahead of us in terms of spring, and so that's hard. And
I always get jealous when I see people planting tomatoes already in like March. I was like, how? No.
Hard. Something I love about it is how different it is from Bellingham. I think that's something I struggle with, but it's also something I really love. Like there are so many things here that I had never been exposed to before, like food and cultures and like different music culture, also like a wider variety of everything. And when we did things in the world, there was always something to do, and many times it was somewhere that I had never been or something I had never seen or done before, which is harder to find in your hometown and in kind of a smaller town. So that was something that made me feel very alive when we did those things and when we do them again.
That's so awesome. Yay. You know, like, I'm from here, and I went away for my whole entire 20s, and then I came back. But you know, there's a sense of pride in your hometown a little bit, and like when you were saying that good stuff, there's like this great diversity of all things. I was like, yay! Like I took a little credit for it, but I don't, you know, like that was my feeling. Like, hey, it's my town. But I can't take any credit for any of that. But I am grateful for those same things too.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think the cold. Not even as much the winter, so much as like how cold it gets, and
Yeah,
that feels intense. I think that is my least part.
we should build it like a. Do you know what the Quincy hut is? It's like an igloo, but made out of snow.
Oh,
Yeah, if we get a good snow this winter,
yeah.
and we can actually be together. So I don't know if this is gonna happen this winter.
Let's not
Next
talk about
good
that.
be together winter that has good snow, we'll build a Quincy hut together, and it's nice and cozy and warm inside, and you can light candles. And it's
Great. Sounds great.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're in.
well, it's a plan. How about the good things?
For me, I think I found it really easy pretty easy to make friends here, and I think specifically the queer community is something that's been a huge blessing because we both came from a small town where there wasn't much of a queer community, or again, just not that much diversity, and I feel like it just feels so much more comfortable to be like around in a place where like who you love and who you're with is more normalized. Yeah, I feel like I was just talking to someone earlier today about that and how Minneapolis is sort of like this place for people from Iowa and Nebraska and a lot of the Midwestern states for people that are queer to like come and be themselves. So
yeah, it's absolutely that. It's that escape, like, and those poor queer kids that are stuck in super conservative tiny towns and that go, as soon as I graduate, I'm going to Minneapolis.
Totally.
It's for me it was as soon as I graduate, and I went to a Catholic school, as soon as I graduate, I'm going to find the most liberal place the farthest away, and I landed in Asheville where like the queer per capita is intensely huge. But that's awesome. And then coming back here, I'm like, oh, this is cool too. I just didn't know it because I was stuck in a faction of Minneapolis that was Catholic. Very cool.
That's like a hometown experience too.
Yeah.
I think like people probably, I'm sure, come to Bellingham like in search of like a liberal and progressive place, and they probably find it. But just growing up there, it was like, we need
yeah, it's funny because Bellingham was on my list of liberal small towns to go to. Yeah, Bellingham was on my short list. Bellingham, Ashland, Wisconsin, but only because, you know, Northland was there, and that's a little progressive college. And then, yeah, landed in Nashville. All right, so I want to know, and we're not going to go too much longer in with the questions, so because we love your music and we want you to play songs. But I do want to know a couple silly things, because you know our tradition. You've been around the warming house long enough to know that we like ask silly questions to introduce people on stage. So I have two of those. I want to know what?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I think it was my own voice echoing back, and I like looked away, like I closed my eyes so I didn't see any mouths moving. And like it's like I thought you were talking. Oh, streaming. This is so weird. Okay. I want to know, who is one musician, alive or dead, that you would love to have breakfast with? And
Maybe two different people for both
I
one
mean,
of us.
yeah, I mean, people have been bending the rules all over the place. Like, you know, one person's like, this person, and then no, and then it ended up being a party. It was like a brunch, and I was the waitress. Like, this is an imaginary world. So, however you want to answer it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think I would choose Joanna Newsom.
Ooh,
I feel like she's so interesting and also really personable and would be like easy to just sit down and have a really maybe weird fluid conversation with. So
that's awesome. I can't imagine. I've never heard her like speak. I just know her one record that I just love.
Yeah.
Milk Guide Mender.
Maiden?
Milk Guide Mender, yeah.
Yeah. But I can't. I imagine her like, because she seems so quirky. I imagine her having like fruit salad, but needing to like separate all the different fruits before, you know, like that kind of person. But joyfully doing it, not that she, you know, just like, let's see what I can do before I eat my food, right?
Yeah, totally.
How about you, Morgan?
Well, my first thought was Joni Mitchell. But then Maren said that thing about being personable, and I feel like it might be really intense to have a breakfast with Joni Mitchell. Like, it might be too much, but I love her so much. But then I thought I want to have breakfast with the Indigo Girls because I love them deeply. And I was just listening to their new album today, and it was making me cry, and it's so good. And I grew up with them, and I would just love to talk to them about their lives. And
did you tune in for their rites of passage?
I did.
Oh my gosh, I was like losing it. I was singing along to everything, and I was just like, this is such a dream. I don't even know. It was so great.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard their new record yet. What?
Have you heard their new record yet?
Mm-mm.
It's great. It's really beautiful.
That's my homework.
Yeah.
For sure. John Lewis says hi, by the way, in the comments. Hi, John Lewis. And then somebody is tuned in from Wales.
What?
Oh, wow.
And I'm too afraid to say their name.
Maybe it's Louise.
Defia Pierce Humphreys. Super cool.
Wow.
I love this. Okay, one last question. We have a bunch of folks watching, so thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. I'm going to ask them one more question, and then we're going to go on with music. We're here today just for your enjoyment, to bring music from our spaces to yours, and we're going to drop the tip links into the comments. And then if you feel like you can tip, great. That'd be awesome. 80% goes to Bad Posture Club. 20% goes to the Warming House, a nonprofit music venue that I run with John. And please tune in again tomorrow and the rest of the month at 4:00 Central. That is not 4:00 in Wales. I don't even know where Wales is. I mean, I know where Wales is. I don't know what time zone Wales is in. That's my. Okay. One last question. What is the first piece of music you ever purchased?
Well, mine is, I think it was a Late Tuesday album. They were like a small band.
A what?
They were a small band, a trio of women from Bellingham, Washington. And I had a huge crush on them like most of my adolescence. So,
was it a CD?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think they were selling CDs. Yeah.
Amazing. Late Tuesday, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Maybe I have to go find them too.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Yay.
I think that mine was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It was a CD, and I think my dad took me to the record store, which was also a head shop.
Of
And
course.
it was like completely lined with songs. And Avalon? Yeah, Avalon. R.I.P. Avalon, because it burned down like last week. And yeah, I used to listen to it on my red Walkman.
Yes. Wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
We all want to know how you, Maggie's asking, we all want to know how you know Bad Posture Club or the Warming House. This is a comment for the folks in the comments, the folks that are watching, because we obviously know each other from music.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, just how it is. But please drop a note in the comments. They can't see the comments, but I can, and they will be able to see the comments afterwards too. So they will know your love. If you write it down. I mean, they will know your love anyways, just because I'm sure they feel it. But but we do like when conversations and connections can happen too. Okay, so thanks everyone for being here, and thank you, Morgan and Miriam, for sharing your music once again with us. Take it away.
Thanks, Brianna.
Thanks, Brianna.
Hi, friends.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yeah, like Brianna said, we can't see you, but we know you're there.
We're going to play a couple covers in this set and also some new songs and some old new songs.
Just because
we're diverse like that.
Yeah, we're just feeling like some change.
Yeah, mixing it up.
Yeah. Okay, this is a Michael Hurley song to describe a feeling we all feel sometimes. Dreaming all what's going on? This life life's calling. You don't know my name. Waiting to go in. See, it's shaky. I drove away. My heart will be. Nobody knows. That's the way I feel. Nobody knows. That's the way I feel. Lovers calling. Don't know my name. Waiting to go in. I see it's shaky.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna play a newer song. It's about Bellingham. It's about Bellingham and about leaving Bellingham. How much I miss it. How much I'm glad that I live there right now.
We're just gonna put it
Um, mountain in my childhood bedroom. You look the same as the day that I left you. Same town, 20 times over. To leave it now is like leaving a lover. As for you, easy come, easy go. If you die on the way, I'm enough to know I don't feel enough like the bird. Like the mountain and the other side. I could be your ocean when I was doing it each other. I might miss myself. I might miss myself. I might miss myself. Mountain hair is white and red. Everlast willows are bending their headlights. They're filled with the soft lights. Berries are pretty, next nothing red. Thanks. Another song about mountains. This song is by Connie Converse, who's an artist that we really like and we've been listening to a lot during stay-at-home time. And she was making music in the 50s and 60s, and she was trying to make a go of it in New York, but it didn't work out. And so she, I guess in the 70s, after years of trying to be a musician, she just drove away in her VW bug and was never seen or heard from ever again. But she did make one set of recordings that somebody just recorded in her kitchen, and they're really beautiful, special songs. And yeah, I recommend them. The album is called How Sad, How Lovely, and the song is called Talkin' Like. In between two tall mountains, there's a place they call lonesome. Don't see why they call it lonesome. I'm never lonesome when I grow there. See that bird sitting on my windowsill, well, he's singing whippoorwill all the night through. See that brook running by my kitchen door, well, I couldn't talk no more if it was you. Up that tree, there's sort of a squirrel thing. It sounds just like we did when we were quarreling. In the yard, I keep a pig or two. They drop in for dinner like you used to do. I don't stand in the need of company with everything I see, talking like you. Up that tree, there's sort of a squirrel thing. Sounds just like we did when we were quarreling. You may think you left me all alone. I can hear you talk without a telephone. I don't stand in the need of company with everything I see, talking like you. Oh, see that bird sitting on my windowsill, well, he's singing whippoorwill all the night through. Just whippoorwill all the night through. In between two tall mountains, there's a place they call lonesome. Don't see why they call it lonesome. I'm never lonesome, now I live there. A new old song. I wrote this song in 2018, and it was right in the time when the Brett Kavanaugh, who I unfortunately share, sorry, the last trials were happening, and a lot of trauma was coming up for a lot of people, and I wrote this song and I feel like all of that was like the filter through which I wrote this song. And even though you would probably never guess that, but if you want, I invite you to think about something that makes you feel really good about yourself and really strong and empowered, because that's also what the song is about. girl in the world is a hard thing to be. If you've had some bad times, you're in good company. I'm scared of sickness, strangers in bars, losing my senses, walking alone after dark. But I'm not scared of horses, not as fast as they go. I'm not scared of horses, and I'm not, you should know. There's nothing I'd better than go for a ride. No greater thrill from the ground to the sky. I'm scared of sickness, strangers in bars, losing my senses, walking alone after dark. But I'm not scared of horses, not the big, not the tall. I'm not scared of horses, not at all, not at all. You make living look easy, like the world's made for you. Someone took you aside, gave you a key, gave you a clue. You're never late, you're never lost, and you're just fine alone. But you can't tell a babe from a strawberry road. I'm scared of sickness, strangers in bars, losing my senses like alone after dark. But I'm not scared of horses, I've fallen, that's for sure. I'm not scared of horses, not now, not before. A girl in the world is a hard thing to be. You never felt the wrong hand, you're a rare way to be.
The next song we're going to sing is an a cappella. It's an old hymn. And I think it's a sheep note song as well. Yeah. Called Wondrous.
What wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul? What wondrous love is this, oh my soul? What wondrous love is this that calls the Lord of bliss to bear that dreadful curse for my soul, for my soul, to bear that dreadful curse for my soul.
To God and to the Lamb I will sing, I will sing. To God and to the Lamb I will sing. To God and to the Lamb, who is the great I am. While millions join the theme, I will sing, I will sing. While millions join the theme, I will sing. And when from death I'm free, I'll sing on, I'll sing on. And when from death I'm free, I'll sing on. And when from death I'm free, I'll sing and joyful be. Throughout eternity, I will sing, I will sing. Throughout eternity, I will sing. We're really happy to be here and happy that the Worming House asked us to play for their birthday series.
Yeah, happy birthday, Working House.
We're really glad you've been around for 4 years.
Yeah.
It was like a haven for us to discover when we moved here. And a really just special place for live music, but especially I think like our sound is sort of quieter and does better when there's intimacy and
yeah, they really cultivate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our favorite venue. And I hope they find ways to make it work because we think they're the best.
Definitely tune in to the rest of the shows because they always just bring in really great people. And yeah, and then come see a show when they open back up.
The next song is one about my mom. She said she was going to tune in, so this is for you, Mom.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah, it's about my mom having a stroke last July and me living in Minnesota and wanting to be really close to her, but not being able to and wanting to send a lot of healing and caring energy away. Thinking of you walking and me watching you over moving helping everybody solving problems never wild once my walking teacher, I could hold on
Now you quiet safety. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Shifting of the still winds, they sleep sweetly, constant asking for their music. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand it.
Well, hope you all are doing well, wherever you are. And to the next. This is a song I wrote about the capitalist superstructure and how to try and thwart it by being really tender-hearted. And it's about work, but yeah, I think I'm feeling into it during this time. A lot of people are working really hard at work. And, what is this song? If I'm feeling well, I won't mind it so much. If the head all falls off when I'm closing down the shop. Brush your hair back, warm brown strands, soak soft in vinegar, orange thunder in our hands. If I'm feeling well, when I rinse the bread board off, I'll pretend that it's a baby in the sea, still too small to use the top. So tender, I've been watching crisscross smiles, smelling the onion skin with the yellow dog. I'll make her new again. The only way I have found to make it through is to take so much care with everything I do. So gently, I'm working. Yes, I feel so, and I regret, and I do it well. All the work I have. Just about. This song is the first song I ever wrote with words. Yeah. So it's kind of an oldie, but it's lasted. And yeah, the test of time has tested it. Tested it. Okay, here we go. Take it, said come. Take it, said come. Catch them, stay fall. Catch them, stay fall. We can't be fine. Take it, said come. Take it, said come. You We'll teach you how to stay. It's time for probably our last song now.
Maybe 2 more.
Maybe 2 more. Yeah, okay. This song?
Yeah. This one is one that our friend Channing Showalter wrote about when she was living in Marshall, North Carolina, and would take some walks through some woods to this church called the Church of the Little Flower.
Channing is in a really great band called Western Roan.
And they do also some puppetry work,
Yeah.
which is nice because earlier this year we got the puppet performance to this song. And it was really special.
The main character in the play was embodied by a species. I don't know how what you'll do with that information. But anyway. One night as I went out in the dark, I heard the frogs weeping, and I had no light to guide my way. I walked slow and careful, slow and careful. I forgot to leave the door open behind me, that I might find my way home again, home again. I forgot to leave the door open behind me, that I might find my way home again. Sorry, we didn't do a good job pitching this song.
Yeah.
Whew, that was up there. Okay, let's try again.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be our last song, everybody.
Yeah. Actually.
Oh yeah, okay. That's probably what we had under my feet, the path winding through the forest, and if I stray, blue ghost, lead the way. I forgot to leave the doll in my pocket, to tell the way when I don't know. I don't know. I forgot to leave the doll in my pocket, to tell the way when I don't know. I don't know. Oh love, where'd you go? The way is dark, I'm alone, I'm alone. I'll build myself a door with golden trim, follow the grain to the river. I'll fold to keep grass, unlock the past, find my way to the river. I don't know what lies behind or before me. The way is dark, but I can see. I can see. I don't know what lies behind or before me. The way is dark, but I can see. I can see. Open the door and go in. I go in. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
bearing with us.
Yeah. And we have a website, and our music is on Venmo. And yeah. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone else. We love you guys. Bye.